Hey, what's up? Welcome to the third video in the series of building this 1987 Schwinn Freeform EX Freestyler. We're just grabbing whatever we got around the shop, we're putting it together, we're painting it, we're making it fancy to make this baby a great daily rider. So today we're going to look at the brakes, we're going to look at those 48 spoke wheels, probably going to lace them up. So stick around, and thanks for tuning in. I've had a set of no-name brakes that I've had around the house for quite some time. They aren't Diacomps or anything else like that, so I felt comfortable with modifying them. I've seen different race bikes back in the 80s that would drill them out, trying to save a little weight. It doesn't really do anything, but I thought it looked cool. So I went ahead and took these, drilled them out, painted them white, and now we're going to assemble them. And here they are currently disassembled. We're going to put them together. I'm going to show you the little process. I know many of you know how to do this, but if you don't, hey, this will be a good little guide for you. Here we go. We got the two calipers, the shaft, and the spring. Notice on the spring how it is facing to the back and on the top. We're going to put it together on the top. Then I have a washer in there. Also notice that this is longer. It's longer because it needs to go through the fork. If it didn't need to go through the fork, it just need to go through the dropout or the brake plate on the back, it would be about this long, but it needs to go all the way through the fork. So with our spring on top, with the spring facing towards the back, we are going to throw our first one on, and that is the small one. Make sure our washer's on there, slide it on. Now the next thing is the spacer. It goes in between the two calipers. Very important because it allows the two to stay separated from each other when clamping back and forth. Slide that on. Now we're going to slide this guy on here. And we're not going to hook the spring up quite yet. But instead, we're going to put another washer on there. We're going to have two bolts going on here, or two nuts going on here, rather. Nut number one, beep, 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 just like that. I'm going to tighten it just a little bit to separate them from each other. And then we're going to hit our other nut. We'll tighten that one back up later after we've we'll put the spring on and everything. All right, now, we got to get the spring in here. Get that on that side, and bam, boom, bluey, here we are. Now, you have to adjust this guy, or this guy right here, a little bit. It's a little tight right now. So let's loosen him up. Okay, now we're getting some good action. Now, this is for the front. I'm going to run a Potts mod, and the cable is going to come from the bottom. So our barrel adjuster is on the bottom on the inside, and then our actual cable clamp, or our cable fastener, is on the outside where it comes through. And there you have it, Brake City. Looks like we're all bolted up here. Looks pretty nice, except that these guys here are not flat against the fork, so I'm gonna have to probably look around to try to find some ones that are a little less concave or arched, however you want to put that. But it looks pretty good. I like it. This is a 48. It's called a 48 because it's got 48 spokes. Now, if you want to lace up one of these 48s, and obviously this one is all together, you need to have a tool like this or something similar. You get yourself a small screwdriver because you're gonna have to take out these boys here. I'm gonna break this down, and then I'm gonna come back with just spokes, nipples, and a rim. You may have noticed, these are now white. That's because I painted them. You also may notice, we're somewhere else. I've been relegated to our bedroom, where the magic happens. That's not true. All right, we got everything. We have the hub, the nipples, the spokes, and the rim. And like I said, I painted it white. So I think it's gonna look really cool with that bike. With the white hub, the white rim, and the chrome nipples and spokes. I'm gonna show you kind of a little outline of how I do this. That is lacing spokes or lacing a wheel. But I'm not going to get like too way in depth with it. There are a lot of videos out there on YouTube that really show the process in a simple way. And I honestly would suggest checking those out. But hey, here we go. Let's try to lace it. All right, hub, spoke, nipples, rim. Now, first thing we want to do, locate the valve stem hole, right? Directly to the left is a hole. The hole is going up. This one goes down, that one goes up. We are going to take our hub, doesn't necessarily matter what side. We're going to take one spoke, any hole will do, and we're going to lace it through. Then we're going to run it into, yeah, right there. Then we're going to take this, our nipple, and we're going to run it through there. Or when I say run it through there, I mean screw it into the spoke. Since it's hard to do that holding a camera, I'm going to do that real quick and then come back. Just a second. All right. First one's in. Now, the next one, we're going to skip a hole. We're going to let that fall. Okay, good work. Fall down. Thank you, hub. This is totally easy to do with a camera in your hand. Drop that baby down in like that. Now, here's the important part. We're doing what is referred to as a 3-cross. So we are going to take and count 3. 1, 2, 3. And on the 4th one, notice it is up high, not down low, up high. 1, 2, 3. On the 4th one, that's where our next spoke is going to go. All right. Boom. Now let me get the nipple and put that in there. Just a second. So I'm going to go ahead and lace all the ones on this side here, and then I'll come back and I'll show you what we do next. Just a moment. All right. We've gone every other, and then 3 in between on the high side. So now is what we're going to do is we're going to flip this whole thing over. Baboosh. Just like that. Now, the important thing here is we got to find our valve stem again. Valve stem hole, where is it at? Right there. All right. Now, we are going to go, and we're going to look down here, and I don't know how well this is going to show up, but you'll notice the hole right here. If you come straight up, there is a hole that doesn't exactly line up. That's right there. Coming off of here to back, and it's hard to tell with the angle that I'm giving you here, but this hole right there is the one we're going to go in next. Boop. Like that. And then it's going to go directly, if I can get it, once again I'm having trouble, it's going to go right there next to this guy. And then it's going to do the same thing. We're going to skip every other hole, and then we're going to go right next to this other spoke. All right, I'm going to put the phone down and do it real quick. All right, now that section is also laced up. If you notice, these are kind of sticking out, kind of weird. Well, we're going to alleviate that here in the next step. We're going to actually stand this guy up, and we are going to, let me find my valve stem here. We're going to twist the wheel. If I can, of course. Anyway, you twist it this direction. That way it keeps this line, oh wait, hold on. No, I'm sorry. Counterclockwise, like that. Counterclockwise, like that. And now, instead of going through, we're going to come up like this. And let me get a lace in there and I'll show you the next step, because it's pretty important. Just a second. All right. This is what the 3-cross comes in. This one here. I put it in from the inside, not the outside. And it crosses 1, 2, under 3, far side hole next to the other spoke. Once again, crosses 1, this counts as 1, this little guy here is 1, 2, under the 3rd. And you do that on both sides. Let me get this laced up and then I'll bring you back, okay? Boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. There it is. It's all laced up. Now, a couple of notes. When you go underneath a spoke, it's going to feel like you're breaking these because you really got to... You're not. You're okay. Now, obviously, all these spokes are loose. I'm going to have to go and tighten them. I've heard my good friend Ron say before, tighten them about a half turn at a time. Keep going around and going around. You're going to notice some are tightened down more than others. And that's not because I torqued them too much. It's just because that's how it kind of works out. Just do about a half turn at a time as you're going around the wheel. As you'll notice, I mean, it's not too bad right now, but as I tighten it, it's going to get better. So, like I said, this is not an all-in comprehensive guide. This is just kind of an outline so you know what it takes to lace a wheel. If I were you, I would go on YouTube and really look it up because there's a lot of people that put some time into really making sure you understand it. So anyhow, thanks for watching. And I'll probably do the other one off camera. And next thing you know, they'll be on the bike. All right, have a good night, guys. Okay.